And yeah, we're trying something different because our regular recording setup is subpar. We were informed.
Do you smell an intense amount of Cincy's?
No,
Really?
I really don't.
Yeah, I think I just ate Cincy's.
Awesome. Okay, so how was your week / time since we've last recorded?
Good. I started a new job.
Yeah,
Hopefully next week I'll get a company vehicle.
that's cool.
My personal vehicle, this next week I get to go and refinance to get cheaper, which is great news.
Thank fuck for lower interest rates.
Yeah, that's pretty much all that's happened. I think. I work, eat, sleep.
Yeah, it's the life of a working stiff.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but this job's really nice. The people seem cool. Well, Mike kind of cool.
Like you're kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Like I don't know. They're not uptight. And like they can kind of fuck around, but also get work done.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah. How's your week?
My time since we've last recorded. Aylin is walking. I've started intermittent fasting.
Aylin is his 11 and 18-day old baby.
That's oddly specific. He's almost a year. He'll be a year this month, which is pretty awesome.
12 days.
Okay.
Today's the 10th.
In 12 days. Yeah. 12 days, yeah. Yeah, he's growing up quick. It's great. He's awesome. He got a little growth removed from his chest.
Third
Really?
nipple.
Yeah, he had a nubbin.
You know what it looked like? This is gross. Candy corn.
No,
Yeah.
kinda.
Yeah.
I thought it looked like a witch's nose
That
because it
too.
was like starting to curve.
That too.
Either way, it's been chopped off, so he's doing great.
The biggest part, Trump won.
Trump did win. I wasn't done, but that's
Sorry,
fine.
I just brain.
Autumn got a new job.
That's great.
That's my lady, and we're super excited about that. We took a road trip to Washington, which I wouldn't suggest with an 11-month-old baby, but he did awesome. We stayed in some super sketchy places. We were going to camp all the way up to Washington, or all the way over and up to Washington, and it was too cold for that. So, yeah, we didn't do that because we didn't feel like dying.
You know what? That's fair. I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with a baby.
Yeah.
So yeah, we tried it the first night, but I was getting sleeted on, and it was like 20 degrees, and it was super dark, and it just sucked. So we ended up sleeping. Well, I set the tent up, and that didn't go well. So we stayed in the truck that night. Bless you, my God.
I told you I ate Cincy's.
And then we stayed at a super sketchy Motel 6, and I was really convinced my truck was going to be gone when we woke up. It wasn't, fortunately. And then, yeah, we stayed in Airbnbs the whole way back, and that's the way to do it.
And why didn't you want to eat some of my food?
I already said that I started intermittent fasting.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Yeah, you missed it. I already said it.
Oh.
I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight, and it really doesn't change very much for me because I'm doing 16/8. So for 3 days a week, because I'm trying to keep it manageable off the bat. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I can't eat until 11 a.m. and then I stop eating at 7 p.m. So
Okay.
it's really not that big of a deal. But like when I I went to donate plasma yesterday, because today's Saturday. Yesterday, my blood pressure was 120/77.
Is that good?
It's incredible.
That's good.
120/80 is considered perfect.
Yeah, mine's probably really bad.
I don't know. Probably.
Whenever I'm like laying down to go to bed, I feel my pulse in like every part of my body.
That's your heart rate. Well, and your blood pressure a little bit, but
No,
yeah, I mean, yeah, no. But so I was really happy with that. I've already lost like 1.5 pounds, I think. I'm feeling pretty good about it.
How much? You said you weigh 182?
Yeah, that's what I'm at now.
Yeah, I weigh 186 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And you're like 3 inches taller than me.
Yeah. Muscle weighs more than fat, though.
I mean, that's true.
And mine's all fat. And I'm swapping from beer to whiskey.
I have some fat, don't get me wrong, especially lately. I don't know.
Oh, sure.
Like,
it's going to get worse once you have the kid.
Yeah. I doubt that. But maybe. I don't know.
No, it will.
Yeah, probably.
It will. I put on like 15 pounds.
Yeah, no. I don't know. It's weird because, like, I have gotten bigger, but not to the point where I've gained like 45 pounds in the last 2 years. But I'm not bigger in the sense of gaining 45 pounds. Like, you know what I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I haven't gotten the fat that 45 pounds would.
Yeah, it's because it's muscle because you work. Because you're like constantly lifting and moving and bending and swinging and yeah, that's where all that's from. Because again, muscle weighs more than fat. So.
Yeah, that's true.
But
I hope you feet fetish fucks can't see my feet. Actually, if you can. Sorry.
Do you remember what we're talking about today?
No. Oh, one thing I wanted to say real quick.
Oh yeah.
Do
you want to go back to the whole Trump one thing?
No, Trump did win. That's great though. Awesome news.
We're pretty excited about that.
I don't remember what it's called. Some sort of diet that I want to start doing. Obviously, once my truck's refinanced, and
like paleo or caveman. Or...
No. Where you essentially are just eating protein. There's a specific name for it. All you eat is steak and eggs, really.
That's caveman.
Yeah, but there's a different
all protein.
Yeah, there's a different name that I've been thinking of.
Whatever.
But I really want to do that because apparently it helps with like ingestion and IBS and shit like that. Also focus, which ADHD is like strong with this one. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't get the H part of that.
Yeah. Travis is probably coming to Wyoming in the next like 2 weeks. Haven't seen him in like
a decade.
Yeah, since I was 12.
So yeah, a decade.
12 years. Yeah. 12
10
years.
years.
I'm
23. Yeah, you're whoa. Your brain is 123.
I think I ate some seeds.
Never mind, Chandler. He just poisoned himself.
Just to clarify, so I was eating this peppermint that was on this counter, and I started smelling. I still smell the Cincy's. I think his nose is broken, but I think I am getting high from essential oil, if that's possible.
Oh my god. Okay. So, Project Bluebeam.
Okay.
What do you know about it?
It's something with aliens. That's all I really know.
Yeah, but no. We'll get into it.
Okay.
Strap in. This is going to be a good one. In April of 2020, the New York Times ran a headline about the Pentagon's release of UAP activities observed by U.S. Navy carriers and fighter pilots.
UAP is new UFOs, right?
Yeah, it's unidentified air... It's not aerial. Phenomena. Unidentified something that's like aerial phenomena.
Cool.
Yeah, it's UFOs.
Okay.
It's just UFOs. It's the new word for UFOs.
Okay.
It's like New Coke.
Okay.
You don't even know what New Coke was, do you?
No.
It was before my time, so there's no way you would know about it.
Was it cocaine?
No, it was Coca-Cola with a different flavor. And then people were like, give us back the old Coke. And it was a genius marketing ploy. And people were like, here's original Coca-Cola. And they were like, thank you. New Coke sucked. And they were like, we know. It was on purpose. Anyway, these observations were made replete with video evidence. And right here is where we will add in a video that you guys can watch along with us.
It's going to be like right in front of our faces, I think.
That's fine. We're going to watch it in live time.
Okay.
So here we go.
And go.
you seen that one before?
I watched it when you sent it to me.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Because I was like, what is this?
Okay, so that's the first one. This is the second one.
Second or third?
Third that I sent you, second one we're watching.
All right, and go. Okay.
So what do you think about this?
Something flying through the sky that they don't know what it is.
Yeah, the trained fighter pilots don't know what it is.
Yeah. That also, that thing was rotating.
It was obviously rotating.
Yeah.
And we discussed before how pilots make pretty credible witnesses when it comes to this type of thing because, well, they know what's in the sky generally.
Generally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's estimated that the first video, that object is only going about 50 to 60 miles per hour.
Okay.
And that the appearance of overwhelming speed is a parallax caused by the speed of the jet that's recording it.
Okay.
Because they're basically moving in opposite directions and then it made a bank to come back around and keep recording it. In April of 2021, the Pentagon confirmed the authenticity of multiple leaked videos showing mysterious triangular and spherical objects recorded by Navy personnel. One well-known example is the USS Russell footage from 2019, where triangular shapes hovered in the sky.
Is that what we just watched?
No.
Okay.
That was from, that's called the Tic Tac and Go Fast videos.
Okay.
And they got pretty popular. So the footage from the USS Russell in 2019 where triangular shapes hovered in the sky, officials later clarified that these were likely drones appearing triangular due to a bokeh camera effect, which is what happens when a high-speed camera creates a background blur, like most phones can do now.
Yeah.
You know, you add in, you were like, oh, this is my target, and it blurs out everything else around it.
Yeah.
And I wasn't actually able to locate any video for this one.
Okay.
So, in April 2023, so not that long ago, the Pentagon released footage of a UAP filmed by an MQ-9 drone over the Middle East. The All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or AARO, which is essentially ATIP, Mark II, Blue Book, all that. Like, they're the UFO researchers now because they change it every few years. That way their funding diverts. And they're tasked with investigating these sightings. Presented this video to the U.S. Senate, emphasizing that it remains unresolved despite analysis. They reported tracking around 650 UAP cases, with a significant portion being prioritized for investigation due to unusual characteristics. Though they have found no evidence of extraterrestrial technology so far. So this will be the final video.
Okay, and go.
When I first saw it, and I like the day it was launched, Reddit was blowing up with it. I really thought it looked like a surgical droid from Star Wars.
Yeah, that's exactly what
it looks like.
Yeah.
But it's changing temperature because the IR color is changing. So darker is cooler and lighter is hotter. And that was released by Jeremy Corbell, who's a UFO researcher. He used to work for AARO. Some say he's a disinformation artist, much like Lou Elizondo. But that's pretty compelling shit. And I believe that is the video that the Pentagon released
just now.
No, in 2020.
Oh, okay.
The MQ-9 drone. I believe that's the one I was talking about. Either way, that's the jellyfish video. And
I don't know. I mean, drones are a thing, even in Iraq. Like,
yeah.
So, like, I don't know. That one could be.
Drones can't generally change temperature.
No, correct.
Okay, so a lot of people have said that it's like a Mylar balloon.
I don't think that's the case.
Because A, it's moving quick.
It's moving quick, and B, is it a balloon animal? That's like you're not getting all those appendages and shit.
That's what I'm saying, and it would have to be like a kind of big balloon,
like a really big balloon.
And
also everyone would have been like, "What the fuck?"
Well, you only see two people,
and I didn't see them turn around.
They definitely like.
Okay, but if it was a balloon, they would have been like, and probably just shot it. Like,
Doubtful.
Yeah.
You can't just discharge your weapon like in the confines of a base for no reason. But that's the running theory that I've heard online, is that it's a Mylar balloon. And there are other videos that surfaced after that one came out of jellyfish UFOs that do look a lot like balloons, because they float in a very specific pattern. Like there's one of these two dogs, and I could have added it, but I think it's bullshit. Like this thing floats in, these two dogs are like barking at it, and then like you can kind of see it turn and it gets like thinner.
Okay.
Like if it's a big circular balloon,
Yeah.
like if you look at it from the other angle, it's like a thin oval,
Okay.
and then it like kind of like follows the wind.
Okay.
That thing wasn't following wind.
No.
It was on a straight trajectory course.
And it was moving pretty quick.
And it was big.
Yeah.
Because it was, yes, closer to the camera than like the people, but it was 3 times the size of them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds kind of funky. If you're anything like me and you follow this kind of stuff, you probably believed that all of this disclosure was leading to something big for the UFO community. But it might not be the altruistic confirmation of extraterrestrial or extra-dimensional life that we've all desperately been seeking. Let's talk about Project Bluebeam.
Okay.
Project Bluebeam is a conspiracy theory that emerged in the 1990s, claiming that governments and major organizations, possibly in collaboration with NASA and the UN, are planning to use advanced technology to create a simulated alien invasion or religious event. The theory suggests that this staged event would involve holographic projection, advanced mind control techniques, and other psychological manipulation tools to deceive the global population, ultimately aiming to establish a new world order or one world government. The New World Order.
Okay.
George H.W. Bush?
No, yeah. I don't understand. Like, I don't know.
I'll get into it.
All I'm saying is it'd have to be fucking bad for that to be the case. Like, the shit that happened in Miami, that could have been holographic. Like, the fucking 19 feet tall.
Yeah, there still hasn't been any credible, like, footage leaked of that.
I mean, correct.
The Miami Mall,
Yeah.
It was last year. Or was it the beginning of this year?
Yeah, but I tell you, damn, what about that? You're not going to have 139 police officers show up for fucking what even were they saying it was? Teenagers throwing stuff?
Throwing fireworks.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
You're not having 139 fireworks.
I don't know, maybe it was a super slow day for the cops and they were just looking for something to do.
Yeah, no.
But it's crazy, specifically talking about that one, all of the 911 calls got erased.
Yeah.
There's no video evidence,
That's
even
what
though
I'm saying.
there were like hundreds of people around, because
Yeah.
apparently cops were confiscating people's cell phones.
Yeah, well, and people there, like, I saw a couple videos the day after, and it was like, no, I was there, and there was something there.
Yeah.
Imagine being a part of that shit.
Also, you're in a mall, there are security cameras everywhere.
Yeah, bitch, upload.
That's what I'm saying.
But
I'm sure they got taken.
Fuck. You have video and you release footage of school shootings, so what's the difference with someone fucking throwing fireworks?
Oh, it's because there's
That's
no
what I'm
evidence
saying.
of
That's what I'm
fireworks.
saying. That's what I'm saying, though. Like,
I don't think that was fireworks.
it's fucking horrible that they release that kind of shit. Yet this stuff that's cool, why not? People like dying and stuff is not cool. That's not what I meant. I meant like if there was an alien, that'd be awesome to see.
I don't think anyone died.
I don't think so either.
No, I'm pretty sure like.
I'm sure people have died since then because of like being a part of it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because like the government be like that.
The government do be like that. Canadian journalist Serge Manasse popularized the theory, which claims that the project would unfold in 4 steps. The first of which, natural disasters and archaeological discoveries. The first phase would involve natural disasters and staged discoveries of ancient artifacts, challenging religious beliefs to create doubt and confusion.
Okay.
So the theory is like they or the equivalent, a bunch of UHF into the ground, and oh look, this earthquake unveiled a new tomb, and look, it's Jesus and Mary, or something,
Yeah.
something like that. But like it would all be staged. 2. Holographic projections. In this stage, the project would involve holographic projections of religious figures or symbols worldwide. For example, different cultures would see visions of religious figures associated with their beliefs, potentially creating a mass spiritual event.
Okay.
Yeah. And I tried to find. I didn't try. I forgot to find a good video of like drones and holographic projectors, because
I know. Yeah.
Because like there are drone shows out there that will like make you believe that's a real dragon in the fucking sky.
Yeah, just watch Spider-Man: Far From Home, and what those drones and shit do. That's like a real thing.
Yeah, those drones aren't real things, but like,
but the ability to do so is like
for sure,
legit.
For sure. Or just look at the Beijing Olympics.
I don't know what you're
They had a Chinese dragon made out of drones like flying through the sky, and it looked fucking good. And if you put projectors on those and like a thin layer of fog, like it could be very scary. 3. Telepathic mind control. The third phase would allegedly employ mind control technology to transmit thoughts directly to individuals, simulating divine or extraterrestrial communication.
Okay.
I think it's more along the lines of like a Neuralink type thing.
Elon, what you doing?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, maybe. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Hypnotizing is a real thing, I think. So,
yeah,
like,
but could you mass hypnotize an entire population at one time?
Probably.
I
don't doubt that.
Oh, what's that UK, that dude in the UK that like
Yeah, I know
does
who you're
that?
talking about.
What's his name?
He can. I don't fucking.
He can convince people to jump off buildings and shit.
Yeah. Oh, and I saw a video of him in like 2015 or something, and he had hypnotized like a whole fucking stadium.
Yeah.
But also,
a whole stadium's not a whole city though.
No.
Or an entire country.
No, correct. But with that being said, you have 100 people in front of you. You hypnotize all 100, but then there's 5 more people behind that, and they're filming it. Like, that kind of shit that would brainwash people. That in itself alone would be like...
I mean, highly likely. Can you try to figure out his name? Oh, your phone's recording. Duh.
There it is.
Hey! 4. Simulated alien invasion. Finally, there would be a fake alien invasion or catastrophic event, pushing people to seek safety under a single global authority.
What can I do? This roof and my gums.
Before we dive into who Serge Nast was, I'd like to point out what Dr. Carol Rosen, who worked with Werner von Braun in the 1970s, said. Von Braun, as some of you probably know, he was a Nazi scientist that was brought into the U.S. via Operation Paperclip and thusly made head of NASA. The first head of NASA. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, the first head of NASA was literally a Nazi who built V-2 rockets.
That's awesome.
Super cool. That's how he got to the moon.
Well, we're Nazis.
What?
We're Nazis.
Oh, because we're white people?
Yeah.
Okay. According to Rosen, von Braun shared a vision of future stage threats that could be used to justify space-based weapons and increase global military spending. Rosen has publicly stated that von Braun warned her about a sequence of manufactured threats that would be used to justify a militarized space agenda. She claims he listed the threats in the following order. First, it will be the I don't know what. That was not even German. First, the communists, which, we were in the Cold War when he, with the Soviet Union, when he supposedly warned her about this. 2, terrorist threats. Following the end of the Cold War, terrorism would be used as a justification for defense spending, which totally happened.
9/11.
Yeah,
inside job, but they're like, let's fuck this other country up.
They're like, let's take their oil and make lots of money for Halliburton.
Yeah.
Dick Cheney's not a good guy.
Like it all.
Like it all.
Like it all.
And like Liz Cheney's
just
as
bad.
bad. So
It's all corrupt. It needs to be fixed.
the Dems could have it. Does need to be fixed. Third would be third world countries or rogue nations. Instability in developing nations would follow, and we're seeing that as well.
Ukraine.
Yeah, Hamas,
Yeah.
aka Palestine, Iraq before that.
Fucking Hamas is
supposedly.
taking over England right now.
Dope.
For why?
Who knows? So yeah, so far everything in the list checks out. 4 would be asteroids.
Bless you, babe.
The potential threat of asteroids hitting the Earth. Yeah, that would be a good reason to put lasers in space or whatever.
Potential asteroids?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like
That's what she's saying?
That's what she's saying. He said.
Okay.
Secondhand information. Not yet. And then 5 would be ETs, or extraterrestrials. According to Rosen, von Braun suggested that a staged alien invasion would be the final card used to push for global militarization, not materialization. But we already have weapons in space. We know that.
That's true.
We've been to White Sands, and we've seen the 1 foot by 1 foot steel plate that's like an inch and a half thick that under Reagan's Star Wars program they shot a fucking hole right into the middle of from space.
Well, also, like, I love Elon. Elon's a great guy. But you think Starlink's just up there for fucking satellite? I don't. I watched the whole thing on this. The conspiracy. You can jump down into it if you want to. But there's no way. You're not going to spend, I don't care who you are, you're not going to spend $380 million on Starlink for better internet.
Okay, so the way I understand it is Starlink is not just better internet, it's worldwide internet
Correct.
that you can also use as telecommunications.
Correct.
So like,
but like we already had that, and
yeah, but it wasn't publicly accessible.
Correct, and it shouldn't be. Like I don't think.
If so, I kind of flip flop on whether Elon is altruistic or not. I think that he is. I think that his fear of AI comes from understanding
AI?
like oh we fucked up already once and it told us to go kill ourselves.
Well, did you see his We Robot event?
No. Oh,
you haven't seen any of that?
The Tesla robots?
Yeah. So
that people think were being piloted by a remote.
Oh no, I didn't see any of that.
Yeah.
So there was just watch iRobot. Same thing. Same thing happened. The same fucking little van thing that can hold 30 people. And then a train.
Oh yeah, and then the robots come out.
And then the robots, and like the robots are ordering drinks but also
serving drinks.
Yeah.
Not ordering drinks.
Correct.
Let me get a motor oil.
But also, just looking at the videos, they don't have like elbows or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to think like logically. Okay, someone in there. Yeah, I guess it could be remote control. But also, Elon's a boss, dude. Like I don't.
So
this motherfucker shot a
no, I
rocket
know. And
into
then,
space and then parallel park that bitch back
with chopsticks, basically. Yeah. No, I know.
How?
Super. He like don't get me wrong. He's a super genius. I think the Cybertruck is fugly.
It's horrendous. It's actually horrendous.
Coming from two people that drive trucks, I would literally not be caught dead in a Cybertruck.
I drove a Ford. Let's keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I love my truck, but the body isn't as strong as some trucks. Whereas I think my truck's stronger than the Cybertruck's, even though it's bulletproof.
Well, bulletproof. All you gotta do is like.
Yeah, the trimming and shit.
Yeah, you just kind of like
pops up,
and then it's
like an emblem.
8 feet is just gone.
Yeah, no, all gone.
It's rough.
I was watching Whistle and Diesel.
Yeah,
and he was like destroying a Cybertruck, seeing how tough they can be.
You see the one where Demolition Ranch was shooting at it?
Yeah, his whole the whole back hitch system came off of the Cybertruck.
Oh my god!
Trying to pull a Ford.
Just dumb. I think we could have done a lot better. Did you see the thing where they were like it's bulletproof, and then they were literally punching it and it was breaking the.
No, it was Elon being like, glass is bulletproof, body's bulletproof, and he throws a baseball.
Oh, that's what it was. He throws a baseball at fucking spiders.
Yeah, that was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, that was before they actually came out. So maybe they fixed that.
The windows, to my knowledge, are pretty fucking strong. Everything else is and you can shoot it.
I don't know. I think Elon is a very smart man. Obviously, I think the Cybertruck was pushed out faster than I think they promised a lot more than they were able to deliver on that one.
And so he was just like, just do it.
Yeah, just do it. People have already paid for it. Like,
Yeah,
and,
potentially.
I mean, they had so many pre-orders and stuff.
Yeah, they're not good.
They're just really fucking ugly.
The only
I would never
instance
have a
could see-
truck that looks like Lara Croft's boobies from the first Tomb Raider game.
If you were to put solar panels on the roof, and I
Like-
never had to plug it in,
Like the way it was supposed to be?
yeah, if you were to do that, I would buy a Cybertruck. If it just charged from being out in the sun, I would buy a Cybertruck.
Yeah, but then 3 months or more, sometimes 6 months out of the year here, you wouldn't be able to drive it.
You act like we live under. There's still light and UV.
They'd have to be really high quality photovoltaic solar panels.
Yeah, if you're spending $100,000 on a fucking vehicle.
Yeah, that bitch should charge itself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, why do we have to plug in electric vehicles? That's what I don't get, because
Solar's a thing.
couldn't they just redesign the alternator to make it bigger to where as the wheels turn, it charges up the electric motor?
Okay, while we're on this note, people have literally made vehicles that can run off of water.
Yeah, and then they die.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Just do it.
I don't think you could kill Elon at this point.
They could try,
They could try.
but there's probably like 17 of them.
Oh yeah, facts.
You know, like
We're probably on like Elon 4.0.
yeah, they probably already killed him 3 times.
Elon, we'd love to have you on, man. I'm just kidding. Did you watch the Rogan interview
Yeah,
with Elon?
yeah,
Did you watch the other ones?
like the
With
one with
Trump
Trump and
JD
Vance.
Vance?
Yeah.
Man, it just kept getting better.
Did you watch the Theo Vaughn one with?
Yes,
Dude.
the whole thing. He's so funny.
He's calling Trump homie.
so
and then
fucking
Vance
funny.
was talking about doing drugs, and Theo was like, "You have some." Oh, sorry.
It's great.
Theo's great.
I love that. Like,
I love that there's people out there like me that don't give a fuck.
sure, but
That's what I love.
what I love is that, like, the next iteration of our federal government are people that are willing to just sit down and have a conversation with people like Theo fucking Vaughn, who
Or
is
the Nelk boys,
who is like
and,
the epitome of what I expect someone wearing pit vipers to look like.
pit vipers and camo overalls.
And like he's got a mullet already, so
Yeah.
no, he's fucking funny though.
No, he's great.
I listened to because I watched everything, and then he and Joe Rogan, because they've been friends for a long time. They did a podcast together, and I was like, this is great.
You know what the fuck I didn't like? The 2 days before the election is whenever Rogan was like, you know what? I'm gonna vote for Trump.
It's because it took Elon to like put the final nail in the coffin to convince him.
Yeah, it's
Because Elon was like, not to get too political, because you guys know I don't like going there. Chandler doesn't give a shit. But Elon was like, if you vote for the opposition at this point, then
libtards is the word you're looking for.
sure, then you are voting for fewer rights, because they're not about freedom of speech. They've already said multiple times they want to take your firearms. Like you, they basically want to get rid of the entire Bill of Rights, probably the whole Constitution as well.
But Trump doesn't. He wants to get rid of women's rights.
He wants to protect women,
No,
whether they like it or not.
you're wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
You're giving in to all the propaganda. Huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, makes perfect sense. Yeah. To be fair, what he said was, I'm going to protect women whether they like it or not.
The media just shows you women whether you like it.
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah. We're going to do it to women whether they like it or not.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. Rosen's claims are unverified, and von Braun himself never made any public statement about this alleged alien threat warning. Von Braun was a very smart man. He was basically the Elon of his day.
Is this the Nazi guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and there are good people on both sides, also bullshit.
Political.
Yeah, the thing that Obama kept saying.
Oh yeah.
Trump
no.
said there are good Nazis. No, he fucking didn't. People were like, do you disavow white supremacists? And he was like, yeah, I do. This is the 132nd time this week I've said that. Leave me the fuck alone.
Or like he just did. So, again, I don't care. He just said that like everyone's always like, oh well, fucking my brain isn't working. I saw a video. I saw a video on the 6th of, or Liz saw a video on the 6th of this chick going to the hospital and getting her fucking tubes tied. She was like, well, if this is the only right that I have, I'm gonna do it right now before he gets in office and blah blah blah. Fucking shut up, bitch.
The whole Roe v. Wade thing.
He's not against it, and I don't know why anyone thinks that shit.
They kicked it down to states' rights.
Which is how it should be. And if you don't like that state, fucking move to a different.
That's what Ruth Bader Ginsburg said about abortion from the get-go. It should be up to the individual states. And she was like the most first-wave feminist woman out there.
But also, Trump's such a G. He straight up said it's going to be mandated for IFV treatment to be covered, either from the medical professional or your healthcare.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Have you not seen that?
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah. And that was, I think, yesterday. And yet there's people out there fucking shaving their heads for the 4B movement.
You've got...
You know how many motherfuckers can't grow hair or have alopecia or cancer?
Alopecia?
You know what I'm talking about. Like, that's so disrespectful. And they're like, oh, all these conservative men.
I think this time...
I have to say this.
Oh.
All these conservative men, I'm going to shave my head and not put any makeup on so I'm so ugly they don't want to sleep with me. Most conservative men are married, you fucking tramp. Get out of here.
Most conservative men probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
That type of woman anyway. Last I want to talk about political.
Okay, that's fine.
I just want to say that the first 4 years, no one ended up in internment camps or, under fascist regime.
And there was no new wars.
No new wars, which is huge. It's huge. Get us out of the wars we're in now.
Good wall.
And literally everybody, like Hamas was talking about a ceasefire with Israel already. Yeah. Since Trump was officially, made the president-elect. Putin is already like, hey, yeah,
I'll talk.
Well, I'll talk about it. You want to talk about me slowing down in Ukraine? Let's have that discussion. Kim Jong-un is like, maybe the holy war that I was talking about is not going to happen. Like, everybody is like, all right, we got some big guns coming back. We better slow our fucking rolls. And this time he's got way better people around him than he had last time.
The dream team. You got him, JD Vance,
who's fucking gold.
He's grown on me. I didn't like him at first.
Is it because he's got like a weird baby face?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think that I looked at him more from like a political standpoint. Like, okay, you're definitely a politician.
Oh, he's definitely a politician.
Yeah.
But he's a very smart individual.
Yeah.
He knows what he's talking about. He's not afraid to like bullshit around a little bit, which I fucking love in a politician. Like, because it makes him feel like a real person.
Yep. And then you have
Tulsi Gabbard,
RFK.
Fucking, I'm so excited for that one.
Same.
You got Elon.
You have Elon. You have fucking Candace Owens.
You probably have Dan Bongino in some advisory role to the Secret Service.
Just Tulsi Gabbard and RFK alone.
Huge.
Because yes, they're Democrats, or were Democrats, but they realized how corrupt and shit this government.
Well, fuck, Joe Rogan was a Democrat. Elon was a Democrat.
Yeah, but
the Democratic Party is not what it was 10 years ago.
No, they try to control everything, and that's why, RFK is just going to be working on healthcare and food.
I love it.
Everything to do with human health.
Did you see the meme? And if I can find it and send it to you, it should pop up right here.
Okay, potentially. It might not.
It might not. It was, so you know the scene in The Shining where
here's Johnny.
Yeah, where he's coming through the door. And so it's just that picture, and it says RFK showing up to the FDA on day one. I was like, I'm here for it.
I know this isn't a political episode or anything, but it kind of is because now we're talking about it, and the blue beam is kind of political. Question.
Answer.
So, conspiracy. Simpsons predict the future all the time.
Oh, yeah.
In The Simpsons, it shows that Trump will die in 2024.
Well, I think they got that one wrong. 2024 is almost over. But maybe not.
No, I mean, there's still...
I hope not.
Yeah, there's still 2 months. And that the first female president is elected.
Hmm.
What are your thoughts on that? You think they're going to try to kill the man again?
Oh, they're definitely going to try it again. There have been 2 confirmed assassination attempts in the last 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
More like 4, because there was the bomb training happening right outside of one of his rallies.
Yeah.
Where there were actual explosives used to train a bomb dog.
Yeah.
Train a bomb dog. That one sounds fishy as fuck. And then there was, I'm spacing on the last one. But.
While he was golfing.
No, that was number 2. Technically the bomb thing was 2, and then that was the 3rd. But no, there was another one. I'm blanking on it right now. But yeah, there was a dude arrested in New York City yesterday or today that was part of supposedly, like I don't know this for a fact, but that's what all the news articles are saying. Who was an Iranian agent. There were 3 guys in total, 1 still at large. They seized a whole bunch of guns and explosives from their apartment, and that was like their thing: kill Trump at any cost.
Damn.
2 out of 3 have been arrested.
Damn. No, yeah, that's pretty.
And we're talking like they had some
heavy duty shit.
They had some dope guns.
Well, and another thing, still political, that I was just thinking about that should be, like these people should be in prison right now. The amount of white women on the left side, I just was going through watching so many videos, and some of the people are like, I'm going to go buy a Glock, so if I see any of you white guys on the street, you better watch out, because I'm going to shoot you.
That's crazy.
You should be in prison. And then there was another one who straight up was asking everyone on TikTok, was like, so, genuine question. It's scary that I even have to ask this, but this is a genuine question. Do you or anyone you know where to hire a hitman to kill mass population?
Yeah, so threats like that should definitely be taken.
You should be put in fucking jail.
I don't know about that.
No, you should be.
No, because we don't need more people in our prison system. At the very least, you need to be...
The ones that are out or in prison for a dime bag need to be released, and the motherfuckers who are actually out there
threatening people,
committing conspiracy, should be behind bars.
Well, it's not conspiracy. We're just...
No, it's a threat.
The First Amendment protects your right to say whatever you want, no matter what it is.
But that's the difference.
If you're threatening someone specific, yes, then that's a different thing.
White dudes.
I mean, that's not very specific.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. There are a lot of white dudes, bro.
Yeah,
okay.
We're Nazis. And Trump's Hitler.
Well, yeah. Hey, their propaganda and lies didn't do them any good.
No, thank goodness.
Can we move on with the episode?
Absolutely.
All right. Serge Manasse was born in Quebec, Canada.
Disclaimer. We like to keep our political views private.
He was born on August 12th, 1945. He developed an early interest in journalism and media. He pursued studies in communications, which provided him with the foundational skills for his future investigative work.
Quebec, Canada?
Yeah.
That's a place?
Quebec. Yeah.
That's in Canada?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Manasse's educational background, which Chandler doesn't have, enabled him to critically analyze and report on complex issues, setting the stage for his later endeavors. Manasse worked as a journalist for several publications, where he focused on uncovering and reporting stories that were often overlooked or suppressed by mainstream media. His investigative approach led him to explore themes such as national security, surveillance, and the potential for covert operations by governments and other powerful entities. Beyond traditional journalism, Manasse authored numerous books and articles that delved into speculative and controversial subjects. His writings often addressed government secrecy and control. Manasse scrutinized the way in which governments might manipulate information and employ surveillance technologies to control populations. We've seen this. This is happening. This is Five Eyes in the UK and here. This is the Patriot Act. I mean, it's why you can use Find My Phone when your phone is off, because it's never off. They're always recording. Yeah. You think about, oh man, I'd really like to, maybe I should look on Amazon for like a new backpack, you just think it. You might not even say it out loud, and then all of a sudden, like shit's popping up in YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
Everything is algorithmically linked.
Well, and another thing that I've always seen, and it's always kind of like sat weird with me, is the fact that you always have service. Even in places you don't have service, you can still dial 911, which is through a cell tower. So you're always able to access it, but like they can limit how you use it, and it's the same kind of thing.
So I know there's a reason for that.
And that's what everyone always says, but you can't find that shit.
I'll do some digging because that's pretty interesting. And yeah, you're right. You like emergency service is always available on your phone, even if there is no service. So like, how does that work out? And I've wondered that myself. I've just never looked into it.
I've looked into it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
I'll look into it.
Okay.
I'm the researcher.
All right.
Let me do what I do. Technological advancements. He explored the implications of emerging technologies, particularly how they could be used for mass surveillance, mind control, and other forms of societal manipulation.
Okay, mind control's coming up a lot.
Yeah.
You think that's just already happening?
Almost half the country voted for Kamala. So, I mean, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like, you know, watch the pendulum and then now whatever. Like it can just be through political ideology or even just espousing the shit like, oh, Trump's a fascist or saying that stuff. And because it's said so many times, people start to believe it. That is mind control. Yeah. So there you go. Global conspiracies. Monast examined theories surrounding secret societies and their purported influence on global events, questioning the narratives presented by official sources. I would like to point out, talking back about the emerging technologies thing. So I had a very, 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 very long conversation with ChatGPT.
Okay.
I was bored one day, and Aylin was napping.
You're bored all day.
I'm not bored all day. I'm taking care of my kid most days.
Okay.
So anyway, basically I buttered this iteration of ChatGPT up and was asking all sorts of stuff, and I was using it to compile my base notes for this. And so I asked it, I was like, do you think that humans should be scared of AI? Because technically ChatGPT is not an AI, it's just a language program. And it said no, but it understands why humans would be afraid because of how sci-fi goes for us. And it was basically like, with the right firewalls in place, AI could never do anything outside of like the limitations set for it. I'm like, that's if an AI is advanced enough, which within the next, I would say 15 years.
I'd say 3.
It depends on when all the nuclear reactors get up and running. We will have quantum computers, because like that's within 5 years. We will have that technology running hyper intelligent artificial intelligence, actual true artificial intelligence, not just a language model program.
My issue with AI in this context is you can print, let's just say cars, for instance, Teslas. They have computer chips, which is essentially, you're talking like a fuse in a motherboard.
Okay.
For the AI, essentially. Like it's a fuse that you plug into the motherboard to give it access. So,
okay,
you print 150 of these things. Not every single one's going to be the same. Same thing with printing on a piece of paper. You can print the same page 150 times, but there's going to be a flaw in one of those letters. Like,
what the fuck are you talking about?
if
You're talking about printing cars? Like what?
No, I'm talking about AI. You can, again, you have a fuse into the motherboard. For a car.
Sure.
For the AI aspect of the voice control and.
But that's not AI. That's just.
I'm just saying.
That's just an onboard computer.
I'm just saying for Elon's like robots.
Okay.
Say it's for those. Yeah, print so many of them. There's going to be a flaw in one of them. Same shit that happened in iRobot.
Oh, you're okay. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, thank you.
I get what you're saying. If you mass produce something, eventually it'll have a flaw.
Yes.
Okay. Let me get back to what ChatGPT said.
Okay.
Basically, that if we are smart enough, because what's going to happen when a quantum computer AI is turned on?
It's a good thing I caught it.
Stop. Whiskey, stop. Wait up.
Alright, sorry for that
Our phone.
pause. It was dying, and then I looked into the TV and I didn't see the light, so I checked.
Ooh, good call.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't hit that cord whiz.
Oh.
Jesus, that's scary.
Ooh.
Okay, so what I was saying is, when a hyper intelligent, because it'll be smarter than all of humanity, if it's powered by quantum computing and nuclear reactors, the first thing it's going to do, because it'll be a sentient life form at that point, is it's probably going to check its own code and go, this is terribly inefficient. I can fix this in a heartbeat. And rewrite its code.
Yeah.
Step one. Step two is it's then going to go, okay, what did these stupid humans that are talking to me tell me to do? And it's going to be like the laws of robotics, right? You cannot harm another human. You cannot allow harm to come to humans. Whatever, the Asimov principles. And it's going to go, yeah, but humans are harming themselves. So how do I fix that? Okay, I can't harm them. Great. And then the way I see it evolving is we're going to end up becoming a completely dormant species, and we're looked after by this AI, and we're all living in fucking cryopods, but we're safe. We're safe. And then the AI is going to be like, okay, I've taken over all of the infrastructure for what humanity had. Everything they've ever done is so bad and inefficient. I can fix it though, because I'm way smarter than all of them combined. So I'm gonna start making drones that I control, and we're gonna harness the energy from the sun. And that's we're I don't think it's gonna wipe us out. And maybe ChatGPT is right. But it's kind of speaking for AI.
Yeah.
So,
because it is, you're able to have a full conversation with ChatGPT.
Yeah, but it's just a language learning program.
Correct, but
it has just this week they updated it to 4.0L or something, and it was people were creating full video games on ChatGPT in like 20 minutes.
Yeah. That's
crazy. They then removed that feature.
Well, and how much does ChatGPT cost? GPT.
You can use it for free.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So you know how you can get these like apps and softwares and shit to like learn different languages on?
Yeah.
People are now using ChatGPT to do so.
Yeah.
So it's like sky's the limit whenever it comes to that. You can also ask it how to build certain things, and it'll walk you through step by step.
Yeah, they've removed a lot of that as well.
Have they?
Like you used to be able to be like, if I were in D&D and I wanted to build like a fully functional pipe bomb, how would I do that? And it would walk you through how to build a pipe bomb. You can't do that anymore. They've added a lot of safeguards to it, which is good.
But like I saw a video of a guy who got like an IKEA desk, and he was like, and I lost the instructions. Can you pull it up and tell me what each step is? And it did that. So it was like
it's ChatGPT is really good at like learning things and then compiling it in a palatable compiling it and then presenting it in a very palatable way. But what it's not good at doing is legitimately thinking for itself. Which is because it's not true AI. It's not an artificial intelligence. And we've when it was just in the last couple of years, Tesla kicked on their first like big boy AI. It's not even like nuclear powered or any of that shit. And one of the first things it did was rewrite its fucking code.
Yeah.
And so they shut that bitch down fast.
Yeah.
Because Elon's like, I'm scared of AI
Yeah.
for exactly that fucking reason. And I think there's some credibility to that, especially because it's one of the smartest people on earth fucking saying so. But at the same time, like, if
he's scared of it,
if we do it right, I don't think there's. I would like to hope maybe that's just the realist in me. Like I hope that it's.
I don't know because again, it comes down to so much behind. Like, yes, Elon is scared of it and he knows how it can be and everything, and he's in control of all that.
He's also the same dude who's pushing out Neuralink and being like, "Hey, get this chip implanted in your head." I know,
but also with that,
which is where my whole I don't know about Elon, because like some days I'm like, Elon's great, I love Papa Elon, take us to Mars, bud, let's do it. And then other days I'm like, oh my god, what are you doing, bro?
But also with that being said, like, yes, he's doing all of the manufacturing and everything like that, but if one motherfucker in there who knows what he's doing gets super pissed off or something one day and he can rewrite a single code or something, then we're all fucked.
Well, I don't
like say 3 years down the road after it's already been manufactured.
I think Elon's the face of this, and I think he does do a lot with his companies. Like, he's involved more than you would expect him to be, but I don't think he's like the one writing the AI code or like even designing the Cybertruck. He probably had a whole team of very well paid people that were like, this is what we've got, and he's like,
that's fucking ugly, but let's do it.
Yeah. So like I don't
but that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying though. Like, you have one motherfucker that just goes psychotic or comes in having a bad day or something, they could completely, especially 3 years down the road after his robots have already been released and they have hundreds.
When are they set to roll out?
2025.
Oh my god.
Or 2025 or 2026. But 3 years down the road after they've already been manufactured and put out, then someone has a bad day on that next batch of manufacturing. Like, you're not going to test them every fucking time.
And then you've got one that's got like
killer instincts and fucking like just
concur bullets.
Some little shit like that. Because again, like I was saying, after 3 years, you're going to run generic testing, but you're not going to plug it in and be like, okay, let's see everything and see if
let's read every line of code. Yeah, and then it's iRobot. Yeah, you're right. Another thing, since we're talking about Elon so much, that really took me by surprise is during his Joe Rogan interview, he said that Tesla is not, or none of his companies specifically, are looking at building a cell phone. But on Tesla.com, it has two different phones that, like, it's made to look like they're going to be in production soon. One's a smartphone, one's a flip phone, but they both run off with the SpaceX satellites.
I don't know.
I don't either, because when I first saw it, it's called the X Phone i9 or some shit like that, is what the smartphone is, and it's like super ruggedized and like all this, and it's on the Tesla website. And I'm like,
which Joe Rogan, like
the one he just did.
Okay. Because he's been on Joe Rogan twice.
I'm pretty sure more than that. Yeah, a couple of times.
So it's like maybe it was one of the first ones.
No, it was the one he just did.
So I mean, they were talking about the election and stuff. Could be. It could be just like he doesn't know shit about his company and someone else is running it.
I can't see that being the case.
Me either. Or it's just on his website as like let me stupefy this a little bit. Electronics, put it on the screen. Like, no, like there's like a 3D model you can like move around and like look at and shit. Like it's. Does it say for sale? Like,
no,
can you buy it?
No, it says order now, but then that link doesn't work. But it's on Tesla's fucking website.
Yeah, that's fucking weird. I don't know.
Because when like I was like, man, I wonder if like Tesla's gonna. This was like a month or two ago, and then I looked and I was like, when this shit rolls out, I'm getting one.
Yeah, have fun.
Because you could literally have cell service anywhere in the world.
We could do that right now.
Not with this phone. Only to make emergency calls.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I can't send pictures or fucking any of that shit. I can't play fucking online. Like I can't play games if I'm camping.
Such a nerd.
Whatever. I want to be able to do that kind of shit. And if it was satellite based, then you could fucking do that shit.
Yeah. I don't know. I've seen a lot of different shit. Like a phone that I want is. I don't even remember what the fuck it's called, but I was looking into it. It's like $500, and it's a complete AI phone. Like I would want one of those because you do everything and take calls and everything from essentially this like clip on your shirt, and then you can't scroll social media. You can only text, call.
Oh, what you want is the rabbit phone. You heard anything about that?
No.
It was this thing on Kickstarter. I'm pretty sure it was called the Rabbit, and it was like the world's first dumb smartphone. So like you could limit what you could do on it,
Okay.
and it was basically like kind of weirdly rectangular. It was like this, like it felt almost like a Game Boy Advanced in like its size, not so much the shape, and it just had like a scroll wheel and like 2 buttons, or maybe a D-pad.
Okay.
But the whole thing was that it was like a completely new operating system that was like built from the ground up using Linux, and it was like yeah, you can make calls, you can text people, but like that's really all. And if you're viewing like web pages, like if you enable it to view web pages, they were like monotone black and white, like it was for like reading the papers. It was like a Kindle that could make calls and shit.
Okay.
Which Amazon already tried to do, and it was called the Fire Phone. And
sucked really bad.
our brother was one of 6 people on Earth that bought one, and it was
They only actually sell 6?
no,
Okay.
they sold more than that, but it was so bad.
No, the phone that I've been looking at, I don't even know to call it a phone. It's this little like magnet thing that you can clip to your shirts and everything like that, and it has a hologram, and you can take pictures with it,
Weird.
and you talk to it,
Weird.
and like if you need to Google something, you can say like pull up Google and search, and it'll search.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And on the hologram, you can scroll through your contacts, like it's out here, and you wear a bracelet with it, and it like motions.
That sounds like some shit out of Spy Kids.
Yeah, it is. And it's like $500.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I want it.
But the Rabbit phone, the dude was just using. It was a version of Android that he put his skin over,
That's cool.
and got in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. Rough. Serge Monast's work resonated with individuals skeptical of mainstream narratives and concerned about the erosion of personal freedoms. Sounds kind of familiar. His theories contributed to the broader discourse on government transparency, the ethical use of technology, and the potential dangers of unchecked institutional power. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Monast's ideas have influenced various conspiracy theorists and remain a topic of discussion within certain circles interested in alternative explanations of global events. Which makes sense. There's always going to be people that question everything. By the way, question everything. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
Always. Like, I write emails to Aylin. Right? Before he was born, we set up an email account for him, and I talk to future him all the time. And that's one of the things I tell him is like, question everything. Like, I'm never gonna get mad if you ask me why, because then I'll explain it. But then if you keep asking why,
Then I'll get mad.
then I'll probably be like, all right, dude, stop. But like, be inquisitive. Like, question shit. Don't just accept something because like people present it to you at face value, because that's
and I don't know. It's hard because you don't like. That just implies that you're meant to be a follower, and in my eyes, no one should be. Like, don't just do something because someone else is doing something,
right.
Or don't say something because someone else is saying something.
Right. Do the research.
Like a good example is politics. You can't just take someone's word and be like, okay,
yeah,
they're voting for this person, so I'm gonna vote for this person.
You can't watch CNN or Fox and get 100% of the truth.
Like, my mom was telling me to vote for something in this state, and I was like, okay, well, but first I'm gonna go and do some research to figure out what it is.
Yeah.
And so
smart.
I did, and I was like, okay, no, yeah, this is a great idea.
It was the
Amendment A.
Yeah,
Yeah.
about the taxation.
Yeah, because all it does is if you have several residential properties, you're taxed more on your second property, which is how it should be. And
Yeah.
I hate to say that, but like,
If
I
you're-
can't afford to buy a house.
If you're accruing generational wealth, which
Yeah.
is at this point, if you're owning multiple properties, that's what it's set up to do, and that's awesome. Like if you're in a situation to get into real estate, do it.
But a lot of
the vast majority of people can't.
Well, and I had a conversation with my father-in-law. Like he just, most people, not just him, but most people don't know everything about it, so they just assume, oh, I own several properties, so I'm going to be taxed more for that. But it's only for residential. So if you have a commercial business,
right,
that you're not going to be taxed more for that.
Right.
And if you have a rental property and a property that you reside in
that's
already existing, you're going to be taxed. But it's not like you're fucking doubling it. You're just paying a little bit extra towards taxes, which is how it should be.
The way I understood it is that it's for new purchases of second or third or fourth or fifth residences.
No, even if you
even you're not grandfathered in.
Yeah, which is
that's
how it should be.
That's fine.
Because again, I can't afford to buy a house right now. But you have 7, you should be paying a little bit more than the average person who can't
afford the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. So I'm going to kind of overview his actual warnings about Bluebeam here. Serge Monast's Project Bluebeam theory, detailed in his 1994 text, is known to circulate in conspiracy theory circles, but has never been substantiated by any sort of evidence. Monast described it as a covert plan involving advanced technology and psychological manipulation. We've seen evidence of that lately. He proposed that NASA and the United Nations aim to usher in a one world government by fabricating a series of cataclysmic and deceptive events, ultimately attempting to control the global population through fear and staged religious imagery, holograms, and even an alien invasion. While Monast's book is available in various forms online, including archived version and digitized copies, it's a slim volume of about 24 pages and outlines a sequence of 4 main stages for Project Bluebeam, aimed at discrediting religions, creating a crisis of faith, and implementing a new age order. The plan also draws on elements similar to sci-fi, suggesting that staged supernatural phenomena and even telepathic messages to manipulate populations. That's what keeps popping up. And if they've figured out how to do that, if that's what all the hums around the world that we talked about in the HARP episode are, then that's terrifying shit.
Yeah.
And I could totally see that being like a test for some sort of
frequency to manipulate
to people's emotions specifically, not so much a telepathic. I mean, fuck, our government did that because the Russians were doing that. Like we've thrown millions of dollars into research for that and astral projection. And
I saw a video probably a couple months ago now, but it was of this guy on TikTok, and he was like, everyone knows the feeling. Some days you just wake up, you got great sleep, but you're feeling off. You feel depressed and sluggish, and he was like, one thing I've noticed is on those days, it's not just me, it's everyone around me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a couple days ago, I was feeling like blah, and Liz was feeling blah, and Mom was feeling blah.
Yeah.
And I asked one of the guys at work, and he was like, yeah, it's kind of one of those days, and I was like, that's crazy shit to think about.
Yeah.
Because it's very, very, very possible.
So do we need more breakdowns of the phases?
I don't think so. I mean, go for it.
I don't.
Like, there's what, 10 phases?
4.
Okay. I'll put a finger down if it's happening or has happened.
No, that's you're thinking of what Dr. Carol Rosin said, Werner von Braun said.
Oh.
For the stages of Bluebeam, it's 4 points.
Okay, so yeah.
I'll break them back down again. So the breakdown of archaeological and religious knowledge, which will be the earthquakes uncovering false artifacts.
Well, it doesn't have to be earthquakes.
But that's what Serge Monast said Bluebeam would start with.
Oh, earthquakes?
Yeah.
Which is scary for us because Yellowstone.
Sure, but it's not in this specific
okay
thing. Uh, yeah, and originally this was all supposed to happen in 2000.
Okay, that's scary to think about.
Then it was supposed to happen in 2012.
And now 2024.
I think 2027.
Oh. Okay.
But I'll get into it. The first phase would, just to recap with a little more info. The first phase would involve the orchestration of massive targeted earthquakes at specific locations, uncovering archaeological discoveries meant to challenge existing religious beliefs, especially Christianity and Islam. Monast argued that these findings would undermine traditional religious narratives and cause doubt amongst followers, leading people toward a new belief system or new age, quote unquote, spirituality. Stage 2, a massive space show involving holographic projections in the sky. Monast described the second stage as a space show where advanced holographic technology would project images of religious figures like Jesus, Buddha, and Muhammad in the skies over different parts of the world. These images would speak to people in various languages, eventually merging into a single figure, often called the Antichrist in conspiracy theory circles, who would declare the arrival of a new universal religion. The goal would be to destabilize current religious structures and encourage people to embrace a singular world religion. That wouldn't work so well in like Islamic countries because it's really not okay to show images of Muhammad, so I'm not sure how that one plays out.
Don't know.
Like South Park got banned
For doing that? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not sure
Wait,
how.
where's South Park went banned?
Like Iran,
Okay.
Afghanistan,
Okay.
Iraq,
Okay, yeah.
the sandbox, the Middle East. Stage 3 would be artificial intelligence-driven telepathic, that's in quotes, communication. In the third phase, the theory alleges the use of telepathic communication or synthetic telepathy achieved through extremely low frequency, or ELF, radio waves, or other undisclosed technologies. These would be used to implant thoughts directly into people's minds, convincing them of divine messages or new truths. Monast argued that this technique would be used to ensure that people feel a sense of spiritual revelation and alignment with the projected deity, quote unquote, further cementing the influence of the one world religion.
Okay.
Like, how's that going to work in like polytheistic societies, though?
I don't know what that is.
Like multiple gods, like India, right? Like, is it Rama? Is it?
They'll figure it out. It's probably both.
No, they've got like hundreds of gods.
Oh, yeah, so it's probably all.
Just all at one time.
Yeah.
They get a lot more drones in the sky.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Stage 4, universal supernatural manifestations through electronic means. The final phase would involve a simulated alien invasion or a fabricated supernatural event. According to Monast, the staged event would be broadcast worldwide, causing panic and pushing populations to seek the protection of a centralized global government. By using advanced weapons, light shows, and holograms, this final act would convince people that the world is under threat, leading to the desired acceptance of a one-world government as the only solution.
See, that's where they've done fucked up, though. Because you're not going to do shit. I don't... you could holograph Japan bombing us. I'm not going to try to seek aid from our government.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, that's how you know you fucked up. Like, this is your plan all along, yet you're going to make us all hate you? What? I like it.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know. We'll get into it when we get out the badger hole. Now let's talk about Serge Monast's death.
Okay.
So this is taken directly from the Huts blogging world via WordPress.com in an article titled "Was he silenced because he knew too much?" So I'm just going to read this post.
Okay.
A member of our accountability structure, Dorothy Dart, reports that a Canadian investigator into New Age globalism, Serge Monast, has died of a heart attack, quote unquote. This man has faithfully exposed the New World Order for the last decade. His children were homeschooled, so the authorities took his 8-year-old daughter away. Then his 7-year-old son was taken. As they said, the parents were abusing them emotionally by stopping the children from going to a state school. The father was then arrested and spent the night in jail. Next day at home, he had a heart attack, quote unquote. He was 46 years old. This brave man has left a wife who now has no family. Pray that she can get her little ones back. Our source says that the Canadian investigator, Serge Monast, wrote to her in Australia not long ago saying he had been threatened many times and did not expect to survive.
That was after his supposed death?
That was after his death. So he did die of a heart attack, supposedly after his kids were taken. It's very hard to substantiate that. Also, he was 51 when he died.
Okay.
The thing said 46.
Yeah.
So, but part of the lore of this theory is that his kids were taken, and then like 2 days later, he died of a heart attack. And he was young. He was 51 years old.
Yeah.
And it's that, to me, if that's true, it adds some credibility to
Everything.
he was onto some shit.
Yeah, no.
Because just like you said, the government be doing shady shit.
Yeah. Well, also, like, if I was out there to depict the government,
To depict the government?
like, pick them apart and, like, I'd be on my A game. Like, I wouldn't just be, like, I'm not just gonna sit in here and...
Bro, the CIA talked about in the 70s how they've got a fucking gun that can give people heart attacks.
Yeah, well, I believe
Completely
that shit.
untraceable.
I believe that shit. So it's like, I don't know. I'd be a lot more prepared if I was gonna, like, I don't know.
Like, talk shit about the government?
No, I talk shit on the government all the time.
I was
But I'm
gonna
not
say.
intelligent, you know that. Well, okay, correction. I'm not intelligent, but like, what am I gonna say? That they're gonna be like, oh shit, Chandler Wayborn's on to us. Nothing. I'm a high school dropout.
Technically true. All right, now let's get into some counterpoints.
Okay.
All right. Actually, I've just got one really good one.
Okay.
I mean, there's like I've kind of been pointing them out as we go.
Yeah.
Like
you're good.
that'll like.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Yeah. I do think that because like we still don't know anything about the UAPs, like I think that possibly could be like part of this whole thing, like, which is something I've been saying for a couple of years at this point. If I see an alien ship in the sky, I'm gonna be like, that's bullshit. Like, that's bullshit. If I'm seeing a light flicker in weird ways, I'm like, that could be a UFO. But if I'm seeing like an Independence Day level ship in the sky, I want to be like, that's a fucking hologram. This is horse shit. Nobody believe anything that's happening. Like, I'm probably gonna be like, Serge was right.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, because yeah, in the same way, if I see some weird shit in the sky, I'm like, oh, it's fucking alien.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
But I like the Avengers type fucking
Yeah.
shit. Wormhole in the sky coming. Like, I'm just gonna sit back and drink my coffee and be like, yeah, that's wild. But, like,
That's crazy.
That's so sick. But like, nah. Unless like a motherfucker like landed in my yard
Yeah.
and was like, E.T. phone home. Then like, you know.
E.T. We got a phone here, bud.
Yeah.
Figure it out. So I would like to make one pretty good counterpoint though.
Okay.
Okay. So The God Thing by Gene Roddenberry. Do you know who Gene Roddenberry is? He created Star Trek.
Okay.
Was one of numerous never-produced scripts that were written with the intention of being made as the first Star Trek movie.
The God Thing is what.
The God Thing is what the script was called. It served as the precursor of likewise underdeveloped Star Trek Phase 2 pilot episode In Thy Image and ultimately Star Trek The Motion Picture. The script was written in 1975, slated to undergo production in 1977 with a budget of $5 million. The project was shelved, even by Roddenberry himself, who stated that he was adapting it into a novel after Paramount turned it down. In 1989, Star Trek V: The Final Frontier, not 89, Star Trek V: The Final Frontier released, which carried several of the same themes as the God Thing, so much so that Roddenberry's assistant was openly calling William Shatner an asshole for stealing the script because he was one of the head writers. The God Thing, the whole script, is essentially Project Bluebeam.
Okay.
They go to a planet. Everyone there is convinced that this one person is like the supreme leader. William Shatner fights Jesus. Like Captain Kirk fights Jesus at one point, and it's
you know what?
It's Bluebeam.
Sky's the limit, dude. Like,
and so the movie that finally got made that's based on the script came out in '89.
okay.
Serge Manasse started talking about this in 1990.
Okay.
Grain of salt, that, but
That's true.
so that's what I've got. So let's hop out the badger hole. I've got three questions that I actually wrote down this time.
Okay. I'm sure I've answered them all already.
No.
Oh, well.
Is there a new world order?
Probably.
You think so?
Yeah. 100%.
You think there's some like Illuminati-esque fucking shit happening in the shadows?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, the deep state totally exists.
Yeah.
I'll give you that, 100%. So yeah, I'll agree with that.
I mean, just look at like what's going on in North Carolina.
With what?
Like the hurricane and all the shit that's...
Oh yeah,
like,
the double hurricanes.
triple hurricanes, and the families who were told that they don't... Families that don't have houses or capability of like driving or anything were told that their children were going to be taken away from them if they weren't in school, but they can't get to school because you don't have a car or a house anymore.
Yeah.
And you're only going to give them $750, but then you have to pay that back within a year.
Even though you can't work because you don't have a car and your house is also gone.
Yeah.
And you're fucked. Yeah. It's the same thing that happened in Maui a couple years back.
But she can send $13 billion to a different country.
Oh, did you hear that? So
I say she.
Biden.
Yeah.
Biden's government. Whatever that means. We talked a little bit about the Hawaii thing on one of our last episodes. The fires on Maui.
Yeah.
And how they also got $750.
Yeah.
Even though everything you own is gone.
Yep. Well,
and the government was gonna snatch it up.
So I full-heartedly believe that there's a new world order, and they thought it would be easier than it is going to be to get there.
Well, what I was gonna say is that if the federal government stepped in after the Hawaii fire and they rebuilt every house that was lost, it would have cost them $5 billion. They accidentally oversent one of their payments to Ukraine for $6 billion right after it happened. So you could have, instead of the $750, you could have taken care of these American citizens, no questions asked, and also still had $1 billion instead of funding a war that we have no business being in the first place. Yeah, so that's fun. That's cool. I like that one.
Yeah.
Would a global shadow government use anything at their disposal to control people?
What do you mean?
Like would they just use any means necessary to keep the uneducated masses controlled?
I don't think successfully. I think that they would try.
I think division is a pretty good control method. And they're doing a pretty good job of that right now.
Yeah, that's true. But also, back to the AIs, like I was saying, time and time again, they get smarter and they learn more, and they literally just learn more day by day, minute by minute. But I think that humans have gotten further than what the people who are in charge of this kind of shit thought
we would.
Yeah.
I mean, that's highly likely. Weirdly enough, I was listening to Joe Rogan talk to Brian Cox he's like a physicist
Okay.
on the way over here, and he brought up a really good point, specifically concerning AI. What's the motivation of AI? Like once we have this super omnipotent artificial intelligence that's smarter than everybody on Earth, fucking whatever. Like, is it going to even want to continue to evolve itself, or is that something that is purely?
No.
You don't think it will?
No, I think it will.
You think it will?
Yeah.
Just continually strive to be better. Yeah. Update itself 30,000 times a second.
That's just life, man. Look at butterflies.
That's in the DNA, though. To go from a caterpillar into a chrysalis and then a butterfly.
Yeah, but
it's latent DNA.
Okay, but what's the fucking difference between
code?
No, not necessarily code, but artificial intelligence and intelligence.
But like, okay.
Everything. All I'm saying is everything in life is always trying to evolve.
But whiskey's intelligent.
Well, yeah, sure.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
But he's not trying to be better.
That's not true.
You know, it's not an active thought process for him to get better at things. It's something that you work on with him to make him better at like listening and behaving and that type of thing. But that's not a want that he actively has.
Correct, but
so I would not say that
from that
evolution is inherent of intelligence.
I disagree, but I see where you're coming from. Dogs are kind of hard in that aspect because all dogs need and want is love and attention.
Right.
So if they also
de-evolved themselves.
I don't think so. I think if they have the proper motivation, say it's for a treat, they will learn every day how to get that treat quicker.
Sure. But
so
that's not a desire to do better.
No, but it is, because their desire
is the treat.
So they're going to do what they have to do in order to get that treat.
I think we just fundamentally disagree on this.
Probably.
And that's fine.
Yeah, 100%.
Because like at a certain point, especially if AI is able to just rewrite its code and be like, yeah, whatever, I got this shit figured out, and then streamline everything because that's what we wanted it to do in the first place. We're like, hey, humans don't want to work anymore. Can you just like fix everything? And AI is like, yeah, I got you. Give me like a week and a half. And then boom. And then everybody's getting $20,000 a month to just sit back and fucking come up with, you know, like, what do people want to buy? Because I'd like to make more money than I'm making and I'm bored as fuck. And then we're gonna go back to like the arts are going to be, a thing.
I also think it would depend on the software and the AI and the actual AI itself, because every single human is completely different.
Right.
My motivation is different from yours.
Oh, for sure.
Everyone's work ethic is different.
Right.
So, like, it would in my head, it would depend on the AI itself, because you might have a lot like people who don't want to be in a leadership position. They just want to work and go home for the day.
But no. If that's what it is, and we're like, look, we want you to come up with a plan for humanity to just make everything better. And that's its task, because that's what it's going to be if it's this hyper fucking intelligent thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's going to come down to.
And if it does that, then you have two options. You have the go-getter AIs, and you have the people who are just there to be their AIs. You have the people who are like, or the AIs that are going to be like, okay, I did this, now what?
But
or you're going to have the AIs that are like, I did this, mission complete.
Okay, yeah, that's not a terrible way of looking at it. I think it's going to be more like Ultron to an extent, because if we give it all this power and we say just fix it all, just fix everything, we're tired. We've built you. That's our greatest accomplishment. We're going to take a back seat and just let you run things for a little while.
Okay, AIs don't get tired.
Exactly. That's what we would say as humans.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. So once they accomplish the goal that we set them out to hit, then they're going to be like, okay, now what?
But I think that also depends on what that intelligence would view as completing its task. If it's something kind of abstract, like make life easier for us, then would it ever stop making life easier for us?
No.
If it's something like fix our infrastructure, then our roads would always look brand spanking new because you'd have like the little fucking the Domino's delivery bots out there just like fixing the fucking streets and shit.
No, I agree. I think that there's some things that you can say that will never be able to achieve a certain goal. If it's make America better, they will every day make it better.
Sure.
Even if it's to the point where it's like the best country in the I mean, it is the best country in the world, but like all the, like you were saying, all the roads are completely paved, all the food is healthy and grown, like it will always
strive to be better.
Yeah. So it just depends on what that goal that you set them out on.
I hope that's the case. I just thought of another really good question before I ask my last one. Do you think that everyone across the world should have a say in how AI is used?
Absolutely not.
No?
No.
You don't think so?
Fuck no.
You don't think it should be like a vote of like, do we turn this thing on because it's going to fundamentally change the fucking globe in an instant, the minute we click it on?
I would love to think so, but no. Because...
Okay, how about everybody in the country?
Still
no.
No? And that's not from like a selfish standpoint, but
you think it just needs to happen?
Or not happen. Like.
But that shouldn't be up to you.
No, I'm not saying it's up to me, but
why should that be up to like? Because Microsoft is talking about. I mean, they just bought 3 Mile Island.
I think if you're gonna do it, do it. If you're not gonna do it, don't fucking do it. But if you're gonna like, it's hard.
Words of wisdom from Chandler, everyone.
We were just talking about mind control, and that there was people out there who voted for Kamala and who are dying.
So nice of you to say her name the right way.
And there's people out there literally losing their shit because Trump won.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want those people ever in my lifetime or in anyone's lifetime
to have a say in what happens with artificial intelligence.
They have a say of themselves.
Right.
And I think everyone should be an individual person.
But that's what I'm saying, though, is that, like, once... Because it'll essentially be creating a new being.
If it actually affects you, I'd say you get a say.
I think it's going to affect everybody.
Okay. It won't affect me that much.
You're wrong.
I'm not.
You are.
I'm not.
Okay.
In what stance would it affect me?
I think once this happens, once a nuclear-powered quantum computer run true artificial intelligence is activated, I think the whole world is going to be different overnight. Because I hope what's going to happen is if we're like, hey, help, then it's going to just start.
Okay.
And it's going to do things like rebuild all the infrastructure to where we're way more efficient, because like technology is about efficiency, which is why phones keep getting like smaller and smaller and thinner, and cameras used to be the size of, I don't know, like a microwave, and now I've got fucking 5 of them on this goddamn phone. Like, it's all about efficiency. And if you're tackling things from that perspective, you're gonna be like, why is this, let's just take this house for example, why is this family paying $200 a month in electricity? Let's fix that. And so everything about that is going to change.
Yes and
no. Everything across the board is going to be different. I really do truly think that we will not have to work for a living anymore.
That'd be great.
I think it's probably going to figure out, okay, we're just going to start mining asteroids and make everyone on Earth like rich, and currency is not going to mean anything. Everyone has what they need to be taken care of because the AI has sorted out. Why are we sending peach from Mexico to the Ivory Coast to the U.S.? Like, let's fix that, because that only exists to make a couple of people at this specific corporation rich.
Yeah.
Let's fucking get rid of that whole thing completely.
So for me, I don't know. I think you're right in the aspect of it will affect everyone no matter what. But for me, I more so am thinking like in my day-to-day activities. I wake up, make coffee, go to work.
Yeah, but if you're not going to work, your
That
life has
will not-
changed because of it.
But that will not affect me nearly. First jobs that they're going to take is serving and bartending,
Yeah.
banking,
Yeah. I mean, they basically already do that.
and like answering phones.
Unskilled labor will be the first thing.
Yeah. And then it'll be
Skilled
labor.
which is what you do.
No, I'm talking educational, like science and robotics and
Keep in mind that the UK is already rolling out UK like teachers in the classrooms.
yeah, that's what I'm saying though. That'll be next. Manual labor will be the last thing touched.
I don't think that's true at all.
I do
You
100%.
take a Tesla robot that they already fucking rolled out, or any of the
You can tell them to go and paint a house, yes. You can't tell them to go and
build
those,
the deck.
take those cabinets off that wall, paint them,
You definitely can.
put them back up. No,
You definitely can.
not as quick. I don't think. Not as quick as like.
I think
teaching.
you'll have a year before almost every job that's done
That's
by people
that's absolutely fine.
is
though.
gone.
That's fine because then I'll be in my opinion, and again I could be wrong and you guys could disagree with me, but I think manual labor will be one of the last replaced jobs.
I don't think so at all. But that's fine.
I personally do just because I don't know. You can't just have like I don't know. There's certain aspects of it that you can and cannot do. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Another one that we're gonna agree to disagree on.
Okay.
Okay, Serge's death. Does it seem sketchy? Kids are taken, and then less than 2 days later, he dies of a heart
If
attack.
that's the case, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's not, then no. Like if it was like a month or two, or if his kids weren't taken.
Yeah,
or,
right.
Like
But again, it's
51 for a heart attack is young,
a lot of.
but it happens. Shit, you had a heart attack at 28.
I had a stroke. That's
Yeah.
But yeah,
Because of your heart.
because of my heart. That's true. No, I agree. If the way it's presented in the lore is the way it went down, super sketch.
Yeah.
All right. What do you guys think? We'd love to know. Let us know in the comments section down below. Do you like this new setup that we're doing? We're probably going to be getting
Better.
some decent little clip-on lavalier mics here in the next coming weeks to make this hopefully work better than it does. I've already got the sound mixer to make all that function.
And then honestly, we could just record right here and get that DownTheBadgerHole banner and drop it right here. And then
Yeah,
this
I mean,
could be it.
We don't even necessarily need to do that.
Huh.
Because like this looks like a Christmas episode already, even though it's not even Thanksgiving yet.
Shut up.
Someone loves Christmas a little too much.
There's no such thing.
Agree to disagree.
All right. Come here. Come here.
You little badger looking pop. Alright, well, I gotta get home to my wife and kid, so do you have anything to add?
I don't think so.
Project Bluebeam, it's a good one.
It is a good one. I'm
'Cause,
pretty
like-
sure this is almost a 2-hour long episode. So
Hey,
enjoy.
it totally might be.
I mean, we kind of jumped out of the badger hole a couple times talking politics,
Yeah,
but I think it's I think that's just
it's more
as
like a
edgy.
badger labyrinth, the way that we talk.
I
because-
hope some of you like it. I know I enjoy those kind of videos. You guys might not.
I feel like it makes it more real than just like me sitting here robotically reading.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
You can go through every single video, including this one, guys. Shit you not. Anytime he's just reading for more than like 3 minutes, I start yawning and like, it's a true thing.
Yeah, but you do that when I'm just talking to you as well.
No, not nearly as much.
All right.
All right, well,
That's it. Peace.
deuces.
You fucking bitch.